personal mission statements. One of the most boring topics, but one of the most important topics I could share with anyone. And the reason why is because if you do not set the direction for your life, if you don't know what the end destination is that you want to get to, then you are going to be lost. You're going to find yourself unfulfilled. You're going to find yourself without purpose. On the other hand, if you know what you want in life, if you know what makes you happy and the things that you want to do and the person you want to be, you have much more clarity with your decisions. And honestly, you're going to be happier. I'm just going to say that. So I'm going to talk about number 1, what is a personal mission statement? Number 2, why you should have one. And number 3, the 6 steps to create one. Okay? So number 1, let's talk about what is a personal mission statement. It's pretty simple. It usually is anywhere from 1 to 2 paragraphs to maybe a page. And it's a written statement where a person writes down, I, John, these are the things I want to do with my life. Blah, blah, blah. But obviously this is more serious. And this is the person I want to be. I want to be someone that loves other people. I want to serve other people. And you can list the characters and qualities that you have. Okay. And obviously they're a little more fancy than that. And you can write them and make them super well written and inspiring. But basically it's just like a written constitution. Think of it. Think about the United States Constitution. It laid the groundwork for the United States of America, and it kind of sets the vision of what kind of country this is going to be, some of like the rules you're going to follow, and it has guided us ever since. Think about that in the same way. A personal mission statement is your personal constitution. It's not going to tell everything. Someone the other day was like, well, this personal mission statement I read didn't seem like it was very actionable. Like, it didn't talk about the how. Like, how am I going to do all this? That's the thing. A personal mission statement is a compass, not a map. It's going to set the direction and the vision. You're going to know which way is north for you. But it isn't going to tell you every single step that you need to get there. That would ruin life and the surprises that come. Because in reality, we cannot plan every single step of our lives. But we can have a goal of what we want our lives to be like, and we can do our best to get there. So that's what a personal mission statement is. I kind of already talked about why a personal mission statement. Maybe let's talk about what happens if you don't have one. This is what I see happen a lot to really good people, okay? They do the things that they're told to do and that they're raised to do. They do the things that they feel like they're supposed to do. And they end up feeling that they're a little lost. That maybe they feel like they're living someone else's life, or they feel like they're without purpose, or they don't know why they're on this earth, okay? I think that's what happens when you haven't thought enough about your contribution, about what makes you special, about what you want to do with your life. And so a personal mission statement, why you should make one, is you're pretty much establishing that this is your life and these are the things that you want to do. You're going to get better at decision making in the day-to-day. You're going to get better at not making bad mistakes or mistakes that sabotage the things that you actually want in life. You're going to be better balanced because you're going to realize in your personal mission statement that, hey, life, there's more to life than just work and money. Like, my family and my friends matter too. And you're going to feel a lot more balanced. You're going to have a better sense of prioritization, what to say no to and what to say yes to. So it really becomes your compass. Like, imagine if you're in the middle of a forest and you're lost, and let's say you have a map, okay? That might be useful, having some goals, having some plans, but without a compass, without a sense of direction, you're just going to keep wandering. So it gives you really a direction to go. And that is the number one advantage. Every single person should have this in some form, whether that's a vision board or a written personal mission statement, a list of values. Like, you need something like this for your life. Okay. Now let's talk about the 6 steps to creating a personal mission statement. So I've read a lot of articles. I've read a lot of books. I've worked with a lot of different clients and helping them make their personal mission statements. And I've determined that this is pretty much the best way I've found in making one. So step 1 is to do some self-exploration. Before you start writing it, you need to answer some questions just to get your wheels turning. And so just as an example, I want to just give you maybe 3 of these questions. Question number 1 would be, I am at my best when. So think about when you're at your best in your life. Another one is, I am at my worst when. It's also important to be self-aware and think of when you're being not who you're supposed to be. And another question, and I have a whole list of these in this full mission statement experience that I offer, but another really good question that I love is, if I had unlimited time and resources and knew I could not fail, I would do, think about the things that you would do if you had unlimited time and resources and knew you couldn't fail. That kind of shows like really what you want to do in your life. So step 1, do some self-exploration. Think about the things that are most important to you. Think about the things that you want to do, the person you want to be, and start writing things. Just start jotting these ideas down in a bullet point list. Step 2 is to clarify your different roles. What I mean by this is list all of the roles in your life that are really important. So for you, this could be, you are a husband, you are a entrepreneur, or an employee of some company, like an engineer, and you're a neighbor and a member of your community. Maybe you have a certain religion. For me, mine are entrepreneur, husband, father, Christian, and then I also have my personal well-being role, which is making sure I'm taking care of myself and my health. So list out the 4 to 6 roles that feel like embody your life, and they can be present or future. So maybe you want to be married one day. Maybe you want to have kids one day and that hasn't happened. Still list those out if that's an intention that you have. List out the top roles of your life. This is important as a step because it makes sure that your personal mission statement is balanced. A lot of people always are obsessed with the career side of their mission. They're always obsessed with like, what am I going to do for my job and my work? The reality is your life is a lot of different things mixed together, and your career is just one part of those things. So the role clarification helps you think about the whole part, okay? Step number 3, it's to write your eulogy, okay? So if you don't know what a eulogy is, this is pretty much the speech. It could be like a written statement at the end of someone's life, and it pretty much recaps. It's usually a family member. This can kind of come in the form of an obituary as well, but usually a family member or friend of that person will give an overview of what that person did with their life, why they were amazing, why they were so important to so many people, the qualities that they had, and that's their eulogy, okay? So step number 3 is to imagine the end of your life, that you are no longer here, and to think about what would you want to be said about you in that eulogy? Who would write that eulogy? That's another good thing to think about. Is this going to be like your future spouse or maybe your child? Who is writing that eulogy and what do you want them to say about you? I would actually go and write this out. Don't just think about it. Write the eulogy as if you were that person. This is one of the most powerful visualizations you can do for what you want in your life. Okay, so that's step number 3. Okay, step number 4 is to start actually writing your personal mission statement. So with all of that work you've done, thinking about doing the self-exploration and like thinking about like what's important in your life, then clarifying your roles, writing out your eulogy, you now have an amazing foundation of what to do next. And it's to actually put that into one concise statement that embodies it all. Okay, what I would say for this is go out into nature with pen and paper. Don't bring your phone. Go out into wherever you are. Maybe you're up in the woods or there's a beach nearby. Go where you can be alone and quiet and peaceful in nature. Bring a journal and just start writing your personal mission statement. And you can write it in the format like, I will do this in my life. I will do this in my life. You can also write it in a present tense where you can say like, I am an amazing father who takes time for my kids. Where even if that hasn't happened yet, it's more like you're manifesting it in the present tense. Whereas the future would be like, I will be an amazing father that always makes time for my kids. Either one. Some people like one or the other, but just start writing it out. And you can be creative with this. You can put quotes in there that inspire you. You can really make it yours. So go out in nature. Step 4 is go out in nature and write your first draft. Okay, step 5. This is when we want to review your mission statement and really test if it's any good. And the reason I do this test is really, if you've taken the first 4 steps seriously, you don't really need this test because you've probably created something very meaningful by then. But if this is just I like to put it in here just to make sure to know like what is a good mission statement and what's not. And really there's 4 things. There are 4 things that make a mission statement good. Number 1, is it personal? It's not just like something that looks like it was written by ChatGPT or was just a quote that everybody knows on the internet. It seems personal, like it actually comes from you, and it's specific about the parts of your life, okay? Number 2 is it's principled. What this basically means is that it has things in it that are true. For example, if your personal mission statement is just based on making money and ripping people off and being a jerk in your life, that is a good example of an unprincipled mission statement. It's not based on true principles like kindness, respect, love, decency, balance, right? So you want to make sure that like if the common everyday person were to read this, they wouldn't be questioning your ethics. They'd be like, okay, this sounds like this person really has like values, okay? So that's principled, okay? Another part of it, the third part, is it holistic? And if you did the role clarification, you'll check this off, but pretty much, does it look at your whole life? If your mission statement is only talking about your career, it's not holistic. It's only looking at one part. So it needs to look at the whole, all of your different roles, okay? And number 4, the last test. And this is the most important. If you're unsure about the other 3 and this one checks off, then you're good. Is your mission statement inspiring? When you read it, you get the chills. Okay, when I went through this whole process and I had my mission statement in the end, I read it and I literally got emotional because I feel like it reflected so well my mission in life and why I was here. That is your goal. Your goal is to write something where when you read it, you feel empowered. Okay, so that was step number 5, to review and revise your mission statement. Make sure that it's personal, principled, holistic, and inspiring, okay? Step 6. This is a extremely important step that a lot of people forget. So if you go through this entire process and you end up never looking at your personal mission statement again, you never think about it again, you've completely failed. The last step is to actually live your mission statement. It's to put it into practice. And the way you can do this simply is print it out, put it on your notes app on your phone so it's accessible, and put it in a place that you see a lot. You could put it in your bathroom, you could put it on your desk, put it somewhere that's visible so that you're reminded of it. And then when you're planning your weeks or your months, I would review it. That way, you can kind of ensure that as you go throughout your life, you are in line with your mission statement. One thing I will say is your mission statement will likely change throughout your life. You might make it simpler and shorter as life goes on. You might add things to it. Think about the US Constitution again. The core remains intact, but we've added all of these amendments since. But the amendments don't really come lightly. That's the thing. If you go through this entire process and really give all your effort, a change shouldn't come lightly. It should kind of be like a big deal, like a big change has happened in your life, or you've had a big change of heart, or something's changed. But I would expect it to change. There are going to be changes. So don't freak out when after 6 months you're like, oh, I need to change it. It's very common. Okay. But yeah, reviewing it and making it better over time is really good advice. So anyways, those are the 6 steps to a mission statement. I have created an experience. I'm hesitant to call it a course per se, but I know that this stuff can kind of be overwhelming. There's a lot more details that go into this. And this is honestly a process that you shouldn't be able to do just in one sitting. To do this well, it takes the course of a few weeks and a lot of thought. I've created an experience where over the course of 3 weeks, I will help you create a personal mission statement that inspires you. And that really is life-changing. Like my number one goal in the program is for you to be able to say at the end, this personal mission statement I've created will change my life. And so I've put a ton of content and time into this. It's full of videos and a bunch of written content. I show you examples of mission statements. And most importantly, I meet with you throughout the process. I'm going to meet with you one-on-one. I'm going to share this journey with you. I'm going to keep you accountable because it's kind of hard to motivate yourself to do this stuff because it's not urgent at all, but it's so important. So I've created this whole experience. You can go to my website and learn more about it. And I've already worked with a dozen clients, and pretty much every single one of them has said, this will significantly alter my life. And that's my guarantee to you. If you get to the end of it and you don't feel like that has happened, your money back. So anyways, wrapping this up, this is a personal mission statement. It's your constitution to set the direction for your life. And I invite you to make one. I invite you to go off YouTube right now and go make yours today. And good luck.